Sairam students, welcome back. Today we'll be continuing with the second part of our lesson number 2.5, Let's March. In the first part, we learned we discussed about the speech given by Kailash Satyarthi, who had won the Nobel Peace Prize in the year 2014. And in that first part, this speech is given in three parts to us. So in the first part of this lesson, we saw the first part of the speech of Kailash Satyarthi. Today we'll be seeing what is the second part of his speech going to teach us and what we are going to learn. Okay, so our lesson number 2.5, Let's March, by the Nobel Peace Prize winner Kailash Satyarthi. Okay, so we start with our part 2. We can do it. You may ask that, what can one person do? I would recall a story of my childhood. A heavy fire had broken out in the forest. All the animals were running away, including Lion, the king of the forest. Suddenly, then he saw a tiny bird rushing towards the fire. He asked the bird, "What are you doing?" To the lion's surprise, the bird replied, "I am going to extinguish the fire." The lion laughed and said, "How can you do it keeping just one drop of water in your beak?" The bird was adamant, and she said, "I am doing my bit." 18 years ago, millions of individuals marched across the globe and demanded a new international law for the abolition of worst form of child labor. And it has happened. We did it. Millions of individuals did it. Okay, so in this part, he has started with an experience, with a story which he recalls from his childhood about the fire in the forest, whereby the bird is trying to extinguish the fire by carrying a drop of water in her beak. And she's questioned by the lion. The lion laughs at her as to what she's doing. How is it possible for her to do it? And she says that at least I am trying to do it. At least I'm trying to extinguish the fire. I'm trying to save the forest. So 18 years ago, also millions of individuals, the same scenario was there, but it was it was related to the human society, different society compared to those of the animals. So millions of individuals, they had marched across the globe for the abolition of the worst forms of child labor. Means they had did their bit, they had contributed their self towards the abolition of child labor, and we did it. Millions of individuals did it. See, if we keep thinking that somebody else will do it, why are we, there will be someone who will be doing it. Same ways, the other person might also be thinking somebody will do it, isn't it? So if everybody keeps on thinking that way, somebody will do it, someone will do it, why should I do it? Those things do not get done unless and until some person takes the initiative and comes ahead. Okay, going ahead. Friends, we live in an age of rapid globalization. We are connected through high-speed internet. We exchange our goods and services in one single global market. Thousands of flights every day connect us from one corner to another corner of the globe. But there is one serious disconnect, and there is a lack of compassion. Let us inculcate and transform these individuals' compassion into a global compassion. Let us globalize compassion. Okay, so over here the speaker is telling us to globalize compassion. Compassion means you have a feeling of concern towards another person. In today's time, we are connected with more than, so many countries are connected with each other, either through business or maybe through politically also. But how are they connected compassionately? There is a lack of connection of compassion. So he's telling us, let us inculcate, let us build, or let us bring in this and transform these individuals' compassion into a global compassion, where you have compassion for individuals. Let this compassion go to the next level, and we have compassion for everybody in this in this world. Okay, the global compassion for everybody. We are global citizens, so it is expected for us to be compassionate towards each and every citizen of this world. So that is why he's telling, let us globalize compassion, let us bring compassion at the global level. Going ahead, Mahatma Gandhi said, if we are to teach real peace in this world, we shall have to begin with the children. I humbly added, let us unite the world through the compassion of our children. I ask, whose children are they who stitch footballs yet never played with one? Whose children are they who harvest cocoa yet have never tasted chocolate? Whose children are they who are dying of Ebola? Whose children are they who were kidnapped and held hostage? They are all our children. Okay, so in a speech, Kailash Satyarthi is telling us that Gandhiji has said that if we want to bring peace, real peace into this world, do not teach the adults. We have to begin it from the children, because if we mold the children of having peace in the world, they will turn out to be the people who will speak or will come out for having peace in the world. And he's also telling, he's adding, Kailash Satyarthi is adding, let us unite the world through the compassion of our children, through the compassion for our children. Okay, and also he's asking a question: whose children are those who stitch footballs yet never played with one? Yes, children whose family had do harvesting of cocoa but they have not tasted. Whose children are those who are dying of Ebola? Whose children are those who are kidnapped and held hostage? He's telling they are not children of somebody, they are our own children. Yes, since we are trying to have globalized compassion, so we should have that feeling towards each and every child of this world. So he's telling, though they being children of from any family, in the end they are the children they are of the world, they are our children. We should think, you see to them as human beings, be our own children, have that compassion even towards the children. I remember an 8-year-old girl we rescued from intergenerational forced labor from stone quarries. When she was sitting in my car right after her rescue, she asked me, "Why did you not come earlier?" Her angry question still shakes me and has the power to shake the whole world. Her question is for all of us. What are we doing? What are we waiting for? How many girls we will allow to go without rescue? Children are questioning our inaction and watching our actions. We need collective actions with a sense of urgency. Every single minute matters, every single child matters, every single childhood matters. Therefore, I challenge the passivity and pessimism surrounding our children. I challenge this culture of silence and this culture of passivity, this culture of neutrality. Okay, so in a speech, Kailash Satyarthi is recalling about an incident with an 8-year-old where she was forced for an intergenerational forced labor. Means it is coming down from generation in stone quarries. And he's telling, when she was rescued, she was asking him, why did you not come earlier? So this question, this simple question of hers, has shaken him to his roots. He's telling, and it has shaken the whole world as well. What are we doing? How many girls are we going to sacrifice? Yes, or how many girls we are just going to allow them go without any rescue? Children are questioning us. They are questioning, why are we not taking any action? Why are we just being mute spectators? They need our actions. We need collective actions with a sense of urgency. It should not be delayed. It should be dealt at in an urgent manner. Okay, so, and he's also telling that why every single matters. The more the delay, the more destructive the results will be. Every single child matters. Every single childhood matters. So that is why he's had established his organization, the Bachpan Bachao Andolan. Childhood is a very important stage in the life of a child. Yes, the child needs to enjoy his childhood. So for that, we need to come together. Collective actions together are needed for the betterment or for the bright future of these children. And he's also telling that he's challenging the passivity and pessimism surrounding our children. Passivity means with the actions which are not taken. Pessimism means the negative thinking. He also challenges the culture of silence, where people are just being quiet, not taking any actions. This culture of passivity and the culture of neutrality. Neutrality means they are they not take any sides, just be neutral, do not give their decision, do not give their opinions. So he's challenging all this, the passivity, the pessimism, the culture of silence and the culture of neutrality. Okay, so that was our second part of the speech of Kailash Satyarthi. Now we have an activity to be done over here. What do we have to do over here is choose the correct option and write in front of the given word to convey the exact meaning. Okay, children, we will be doing it over here also, and along in addition you will be writing this in your notebook as well. Okay, so what would be the meaning of divinity? Is it goodness, is it godliness, or is it God fearing? What will it be? Yes, what will it be? It will be divinity, means you're talking about something divine, something related to God, so it will be godliness. Yes, it will be godliness. Then extremist, extremist militia, we have already went through that word in the lesson. So extremist means people who are militants or terrorists, so it is militant. Fine. Then culminate, is it destroy, is it succeed, or is it rise to a peak? Yes, the meaning of culminate is rise to a peak. Then exploitation, is it explosion, is it misuse, or is it employment? Exploitation means it is on the negative side. So is it explosion, is it misuse, or is it employment? It is misuse. Okay. Then mortality. Mortality means the death of the people. Yes, it is the death. The answer is death. And dignity, is it self-pride, is it self-support, or is it self-esteem? What would dignity mean? What would it mean, children? Yes, anyone from you? Yes. So what would be the meaning of dignity? Dignity means self-esteem. Yes. So we have our answers over here. Divinity means godliness. Extremist means militant. Culminate means to rise to a peak. Exploitation means misuse. Mortality means death. And dignity means self-esteem. Yes. So these are the answers to this. What did we learn in our second part of the speech of Kailash Satyarthi? He's telling us to globalize compassion. He's telling us not to be mute spectators. He's challenging the passivity, the pessimism, the culture of silence, and the culture of neutrality. He wants all of us to unite together, take the actions, because these questions of the children, why are there not actions being taken, are going to haunt us till eternity if no actions are taken and solutions are found. Yes, so we have a lesson to learn from it, that we are the global citizens, and though being global citizens, we are not only going to enjoy the rights, we have the duty to fulfill, to help for the development of our society, our country, as well as the whole world as together, unified. Okay, now there is a homework for you, children. This is, use the following words as a noun as well as a verb and make meaningful sentences with each set in your notebook. Okay, so the words are march, honor, credit, and stitch. The second one is, write any two efforts that you can make to enroll deprived children or out of school children into a school. One is already given to you. I will persuade parents to of such children to send them to school. At your level, what you can try to do to enroll a deprived child into a school. Okay, so any 2 points you can write over here, and the earlier one is you have to use these 4 words as a verb and a noun. You have to specify, you have to frame a sentence using one sentence using march as a verb, one sentence using march as a noun. So you have to frame sentences, 2 sentences for each word. That's a homework which you have to do it in your notebook along with the activity which we have already solved. Okay, and now in the next part we will be coming with the third part of the speech, the final part of the speech, and we'll understand in together as to what the whole speech of Kailash Satyarthi wants to tell us. So till then, thank you children. Sai Ram.